Hi, Iowa. Thank you, Congressman King, for that great introduction, and thank you, Mom, for writing it. Wonderful job. I love it here. I'm having a great day. How about you? They asked me if I minded speaking after Scott Walker and Marsha Blackburn and Ben Carson and Donald Trump, and I said I mind if they're hungry. So I'm glad you're eating. Carry on. I'd like to thank you, and I'd like to also mention that it's just a remarkable event to me because I believe in direct democracy. I think this is exactly the way that you connect with people and you run for President of the United States, which is to take your case directly to the voters who will decide your fate and decide the fate of this nation. And when I heard there were 1,200 committed ticket holders and about that number on a waiting list, and my son, my 10-year-old son, is here with me today, start him young, and we came about 7 o'clock this morning, and people were already lined up outside, so you've got record attendance, waiting lines, people outside the door lined up. I think Steve King is like the Taylor Swift of Des Moines today. And Steve, when they criticize you, just shake it off. So they called today the opening kickoff of the 2016 presidential season. That's decent, but I actually look at today as just a continuation of what happened in Iowa in 2014. Exactly. Why stop? Iowa is where the phony, cynical war on women died and where freedom flourished in 2014. And I thank you for that, and really, that's why we're here. It is exciting to see so many presidential aspirants. It's great to listen to so many opinion leaders and public policy minds here today. But I think we're all here because of freedom. We love freedom. We wish to protect and preserve it. We wish to promote it. And we certainly wish to pass it on to our children and their children and their children. I'm not here to announce I'm running for president. I'm happy to be president of my own little company and president and chief executive officer of my household, certainly. But I'm here to tell you that together we will and we can elect a Republican president in 2016. Easier said than done, so why will we do that and how can we do it? Here we go. Rather than discuss who the next president of the United States should be, let's talk about what the next president of the United States should be. Let's build a president. Let's do a job description. Don't take the bait and name names. Don't be corralled into choosing too early. Make them earn it. You're here to poke the presidential fruit a little bit this weekend, today. Make them earn it. They want to learn it, you make them earn it. But seriously speaking, it's much more important for you to come up with a vision and a job description of what you expect from the president. This is not a light decision to make. This is not choosing an entree from a menu or which movie to see this weekend. This is a serious decision because these are serious times. So I think the following criteria, just to start. One is, somebody should be a real conservative. And it should be, it's sort of easy to tell when they're not, by the way, but a conservative is someone willing to show contrast. If you have someone who wants to be just a little bit different from the Democratic nominee, I predict that person will lose, and I must tell you, I think that person should lose. If you're only going to be a little bit different from the other side, then what's the point? You're not going to break through the Democratic blue wall of electoral votes by doing that, and you're not going to inspire people to turn up in the Iowa caucuses and to support you all the way. You can't beat vanilla by being French vanilla. Or even honey vanilla. It's all just vanilla. So you have to show contrast and you have to be willing to do that. The other thing is, if I never hear the word electability again, I'll be a happy person. I don't even know what that means. All I know about electability is it's some donors, a whole bunch of consultants, and some establishment types always telling us, and the media, God bless you, but telling us which Republican can win. I support X, and I politely ask them as a pollster, okay, why? He can win. He can win. Well, how do you know that? I think he's electable. That's the same thing. How do you know he's electable? He can win. And on it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, you are too smart, and this election is too important to give it up to 9 letters. Who can win? Forget it. You know what the question is? The question is not who can win. The question is who can lead. Who can lead? And the definition of leadership really has nothing to do with this fiction of electability. What is leadership to you? Think about that over the next year or so when you assess the different candidates. Think about what leadership is to you. Is it courage? Is it principle? Is it consistency? Is it the willingness to stand on principle, to listen to others, to surround yourself with people who know what they're doing? And is it also taking the slings and arrows? Is that, of course, leadership? And let me just say as politely as I can, if people who would never, ever, ever, ever vote for Republican for president anyway are telling you who can win, run the other way. You know who should choose our nominee? You and me and voters all across this country. I refuse to cede our franchise and our right to select our nominee to a couple of the privileged few. Do not let it happen. The other thing is, thank you, the other thing is, unless you like the lunch, the other thing is, the Democrats never listen to that. The Democrats never allow the fiction of electability to choose their nominees. Let's review, shall we? Jimmy Carter was told, don't run, you can't win. He ran, he won. Bill Clinton was told, don't run, you can't win. He ran, he won twice. And then there's Barack Obama. Wait your turn. She's got it wrapped up. Same thing I'm supposed to believe 8 years later. She's got it wrapped up. She who lost to Barack Obama and John Edwards in Iowa. Snicker, snicker. Barack Obama ran and won twice. He's the president of the United States. The Democrats never listened to, don't run, you can't win. Had Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton and Barack Obama been Republicans, they would have said, you're right, I can't win, I won't run. Ladies and gentlemen, tell your friends in these candidates, if they have a presidential election in them at all, they should run this year. They should run this time. Let it be an all-out competition. Let it be a conversation about big ideas, not big money. So let's replace electability with the Electoral College, because electability is a couple of people telling you who can win, and then of course they lose. The only way to win is to actually win the competitive states that we keep losing, and that we lost twice to President Obama, including Iowa. So if you can demonstrate that you can win significant competitive states in the Electoral College system, then I would say that does prove that you're, quote, electable. The other thing is, don't worry about being called names. Well, that's original, juvenile. So you're told you're the extreme party. That's pretty funny, because at least the Republican Party has pro-lifers in it, pro-choicers, some people who raise taxes, some people who cut them. The Democratic Party has become the extreme party. Absolute extreme party. Abortion, anyone, anytime, anywhere. No exceptions. Ask them. Can you name for me anybody? I'll give you $1,000 if you can name for me 5 to your charity. I'll donate to your charity. 5 prominent pro-life Democratic office holders in this country. Go. 4? 3, 2, 1. Anybody? Exactly. None. Thank you. 0. 0. You know why? The Democratic Party has purged itself of the blue dog Democrats, the pro-life Democrats, the boll weevil Democrats. They have become very extreme. And look what they try to do here. They try to tell you, ladies, don't vote Republican, they're extreme. We're only going to talk to you about biology because we don't think you can do the math. Where 3.7 million more women are in poverty now than 6 years ago. That's pretty tough math. And I think, they thought you were too stupid to do the math, blah, 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 abortion, blah, 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 contraception. That's pretty rich. Speaking of rich, let's talk about Hillary Clinton, shall we? She's pretty rich. And she's rich because of policies that the Republicans pass and philosophies that you hold. So I don't begrudge her that. But I also think that any Republican who wants to run for president must absolutely, unflinchingly, unapologetically be completely unafraid of Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, and all a Clinton candidacy would mean. I hope I didn't just cut the list of candidates in half, but it's a serious point. You can't be afraid of Hillary Clinton. You can be afraid of ISIS or Putin, but don't be afraid of Hillary Clinton. I'm not afraid of Hillary Clinton. She's the second... I mean, Hillary Clinton is the second most popular person in her own household. I'm sorry, you're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes, but that is funny. Hillary wants to run for Bill Clinton's third term, but she has to run for Barack Obama's third term. And I can't find a single person who wants to run for Barack Obama's third term. And of course, then there's trying to connect with the youth the way President Obama has. And nothing really screams youth and energy like Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden. Yes, exactly. So Hillary would be the first female president. Terrific. And what does she have in common with the average woman, the average Iowa woman? So Hillary Clinton makes between $250,000, sometimes $300,000 for a single speech. I'm a capitalist. I think that's great if that's what the market bears. One 25-minute speech for the same amount of money the average female worker in this country has to work 5 and 5+ years to make. Think about that for a moment. Hillary Clinton says she hasn't driven a car since 1996. She hasn't driven a car in 18 years. Those are her words, not mine. The average woman in the country hasn't driven a car in 18 minutes. So she's going to show that she's got connective tissue. The question isn't, do you like her? It's really, is she like you? And that's an important, relevant question. I would say Hillary's vision is wrong for America, but I have no idea what it is. I've reviewed those $300,000 speeches, and I still can't find a rationale for her candidacy, which makes me worry just a little bit that the same party that gave us Nancy Pelosi saying, when asked, well, what is Obamacare about? She said, you have to pass the bill to read what's in it, to learn what's in it. I'm worried that Hillary's candidacy is, you have to vote for me to find out what it's all going to be like. I'm not willing to take that chance, and I don't think you are either. So let me just say to you, every single person who comes out here would do a much better job as our nation's economic steward, commander-in-chief, and indeed President of the United States. That's really not the question. Remember that you are here to listen to them, but they are really here to listen to you over the next year. Make them earn it, help them learn it, and remember that you're the prize. Don't decide too early. Poke the fruit. And I'd like to thank you on behalf of the Iowa Freedom Summit, my friend Dave Bossy and Congressman Steve King, for being here today and for having me as part of your speakers. God bless you. Thank you.